Failure is learning. And challenge, well, challenge is just opportunity in disguise. And intellectual ability, that's an easy one. You can cultivate this over time. These three controversial, potentially controversial statements form the foundation of something called a growth mindset. And before you freak out, I want you to suspend disbelief and follow along here with me, because at the end of this short video, I'm going to give you a 3-step process on how to shift from something called a fixed mindset, specifically being stuck in this negativity bias that we've talked about before, and shifting into a place of growth mindset. The belief that you can overcome any challenge by learning the skills necessary to do so. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Lots of psychologists have talked about it. I got notes right here on the side. Carol S. Dweck, PhD, wrote this book called Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. Like my notes on the side. Read the book. It's very straightforward. She does a good job of describing the difference between the two. And the reason why she was so captivated by this concept is that she herself was in a fixed mindset. Just a brilliant person, grew up, academics, everything, all the things. But she noticed that there were a group of people like Michael Jordan. Whatever you may think of this guy, he basically had a belief that didn't matter what the situation was, he knew that he could take the game-winning shot. And he was okay if he missed it, because he was practicing consistently the skills necessary to take that game-winning shot. He was supremely confident, not because he was a psychopath, because he was practicing the skills necessary to win the games. And that's what he wanted to do. So this ties into 3 different concepts that we've reviewed here during the Chosen Insights series. Number 1, neuroplasticity. That is your brain's ability to rewire itself just by you choosing to do so. And by the you choosing to do so, you basically have an experience, you reflect, very important, reflect on the experience, choose your takeaways from that experience, and then practice those takeaways. That's right, neuroplasticity, bolstered by choice. Remember, the other item that we've talked about recently, your negativity bias. This is number 2. Negativity bias, I don't like using the word design, but okay, lack of a better word. It's designed to actually keep you safe, to actually interpret data from the environment as potentially dangerous to your survival. So this is probably a tiger in those woods. Like, something's happening. I'm getting chased. I'm about to be chased. I want to stay alive. Long term, that's great. Thousands of years. Now, there aren't tigers chasing us. Our interpretation of the data in the environment in a negative way actually now harms us, particularly if you're wanting to live a certain way or feel a certain way or go about our lives in a certain way, in a connected, open, curious, even achievement-focused way. So this is both mental health and mental performance. If our goal is to engage with the world in a positive way and have all these positive feelings, dopamine rushing through our bodies, we're constantly interpreting all the data from our environment in a negative way, we're going to have a terrible time, and we're not going to be living that life we want. It's a neurophysiological reality. Last item, we talked about the psychology, the physiology of hope recently. Hope's really interesting to me because it's different from optimism. Optimism's like, yeah, things are going to be great. Why? Not really sure, but I, generally I'm an optimistic person. It's handy. It combines with hope. Hope means that you are confident in yourself to yield this positive outcome that you're wanting to achieve say achieve, because achievement means you have a crystal clear goal, you have a plan, that confidence is there. And then when things hit the fan, things don't go according to plan, you have that resilience, that ability to shift and make adjustments to the plan so that ultimately the outcome is positive, even if it's a failure. Going back to what we're talking about at the beginning of this conversation, being that failure is learning. So we get to where I wanted to get us. Took us a little while, 5 minutes. Thank you for sticking around. There was a mini review of neuroplasticity, a mini review of the fact that we have a negativity bias, and that there is a science behind this concept of hope. You have to have confidence that the skills that you're learning will yield the results you want based on goals and a plan and your flexibility to adjust. What happens? We're talking about mindset. We're talking about growth mindset versus fixed mindset. What happens if the negativity bias jumps up and you're interpreting your actions or the outcomes, or say you pitch to 10 investors and haven't received a call back from them, something like that. Just, oh my God, what's happening? I don't understand. They hated it. They don't like this. Or you're interviewed for a job and no one's returned your call or anything. Oh no, this is terrible. They hated me. Don't like this. Don't like that. I failed. I don't deserve it. I'm not smart enough. I was never smart enough. On down the list, down the spiral, down the negativity spiral. Well, first and foremost, in this 3-step process, all right, step 1, awareness. You're aware of your negativity bias. When you go down this rabbit hole, take a pause. I am aware of my negativity bias. Immediately, when you're aware of going down this rabbit hole of negativity, it's physiological, it's fine. Shift. And the way that I shift is I immediately shift to a place of gratitude. Awareness, shift to gratitude. Okay, what does that mean? So I actually write down what I'm grateful for in that moment. It could be your friends. Like my friend Yui in Singapore, very grateful for this guy. Boom, wrote it down. My dog, my family, does not matter. My sheets, I woke up this morning. Smell the rain, doesn't matter. Write it down. The rewiring, last step, awareness, shift to gratitude, rewire. The rewire is that you sit in this place of gratitude and reflect on how it makes you feel. That's nice. I'm not the failure. I'm not the, whatever it is that you're going down the rabbit hole thinking about. It is so simple. Within this, sit in this space. Go from negativity bias telling you that you failed at something, or you're interpreting all this data in a negative way, in a threatening way. You shifted into gratitude to feel those feelings of gratitude. Last thing is what I want you to do here is, while you're sitting in this space, is to actually think of how you would want to react as the final step. So while sitting in the space, feeling those feelings, how would you want to react? To me, if I'm going down this space, 10 pitches to investors, no one's calling me back. Oh my goodness, oh my gosh, what's going on? I don't know. How do I want to react? I want to react in a calm way. I want to say, okay, what's next? What do I do next? Do I write additional letters of follow-up? Do I contact additional investors? Do I take a pause? I just pitched to these people this morning. Give them a moment, but write it down. So your 3-step process to shift from negativity bias to growth mindset. Awareness, Take a pause. I got it. Being negative. I'm in it. Gratitude. Shift to gratitude. Okay, these are things I'm grateful for. Last point. Feel that feeling. Feel that gratitude and say, okay, how do I want to show up? How do I want to respond? And then respond in that way in that moment of gratitude. John Stanton, co-founder of Chosen, sitting here with you, Chosen Insight series. We're done for today. We'll talk about more neuroscience and fun implementation on getting you to the places where you want to go in the very near future.